will the virtuous Sangha out of compassion for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us out and birth and death, deep suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, bi thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, tinh chuyên diệu pháp luân giáo đạo ngã mùng, như á liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạp lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sananto Suche Doye Elahadi San Miao San Putosye. Nam mô Tát Tát Tha Toya Dadya Lahade Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive it and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng she wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu, wo jin jie wen de shou chi, yuan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. O Buddhists and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Jingliang, Venerable Shenhua, Venerable Love-Home people, and all good new advisors, Amitabha, 诸佛菩萨、净良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Thanh Lương Quốc sư Hòa thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Today is the 10th of July 2021. Thank you all for coming to our way place to continue discussing the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra written by Master Jingliang. So it's a pleasure as we get deeper and deeper into this. I'd like to again express to you my gratitude, all of you, for supporting the temples and making this happen. So we have a way place. We have your sincere support in order for us to be free to investigate this Dharma. Okay. And of course, you took the time to come. You take precious time out of your busy schedule to come and tune in to learn about this ultimate wisdom in Buddhism or in the universe. So, thank you because of your presence, or your participation, enables me to try my best to share with you this wonderful wisdom from the Chinese that we can make available in the Western world in the Dharma Ending Age era. It's a rather difficult thing to do, to be honest. the audience is very, very limited. Nowadays, people are more interested in making money, or especially Westerners, more interested in indulging themselves rather than learning about wisdom, how to improve themselves, and how to contribute to the world, to how to help our family, how to learn how to be happier, and be more constructive, having a more meaningful life. That's the least of people's worries. Now people are worried about money, about drinking, about eating, and so forth. So it takes special kinds of people to have the wisdom and the blessings to learn about this Avatamsaka Sutra. And of course, last but not least, the translation team. I'm very grateful for their contributions, and gives me hope that there are people who are interested and are making a lot of sacrifices, because translation work is tedious, it is unrewarding, if you will. That is, few people know how much work it takes to translate the Chinese sacred texts into English. So it's a lot of people put the efforts in this, and again made a lot of sacrifices. So I'm grateful for that. It's not easy. Translation work is very, very hard, particularly when you try to interpret and translate the words of the great sages. Master Jing Liang is way up there in terms of wisdom. So his wisdom is well worth our time, and we all planted the seeds for ultimate wisdom. So that's what was so wonderful about this. We got to make the sacrifices. Doing something is difficult and that is unappreciated in order to make it available for a lot more people, not only just our lifetime, but also people in the future. Just like my master, Master Xinhua, who lectured in this sutra for 10 years straight. Okay? At times, 5 lectures a day. That's about full-time lecturing. And he used to lecture 2 hours a day. So it's 10 hours of lecture on this sutra here. And he finished it. I doubt that I can finish this at all. So even if I spend the next 10 years lecturing on this, I won't be able to finish it. He did a great job. So I can hope for, well, all we can hope for is add his contribution in by presenting all the angles so that the wisdom of this sutra is expanded. Okay, that's our small contributions. All right, let me see. His prologue is rather difficult to understand, but it doesn't matter. We should listen and try our best to listen and to investigate it. And you never know. The seeds here are the utmost quality, because these are seeds. We are learning the words of wisdom from the great teachers, Master Xinhua, Master Jing Liang, and the other great teachers as well. So these are really priceless opportunities for anyone. All right? So it's not about understanding. This sutra is so profound that it's more important to listen to the sages' teachings. And if you have questions, please feel free to ask. We will, because of the different levels of the people here participating in this, and we want to make it available to everyone, because we don't want to explain it too high a level that will discourage people low level, or explain at too low level to have a bigger gathering, but then we won't be able to attract the elite or the people of wisdom. So it's going to be a mix of things. But to me, it's my personal commitment to you. I will try to explain this the best way I can, and there are things here that we'll be able to contribute in our part to the wisdom of the East and make it wisdom of the West. All right, we are right now on slide number 12 of the prologue, okay, with commentary. All right. The first door is cause and conditions of the arisal of the teaching. And so now we're talking about these teachings here are geared towards the bodhisattvas. To the Buddhas, the most important students are the bodhisattvas, because they are the Buddha's right hand man in Mahayana, meaning that the work, the propagation work, the work of rescuing living beings and helping living beings are primarily done by the bodhisattvas. That's how it works in our world. Okay, the Buddhas will not do everything themselves. Okay, so that the bodhisattvas have a chance to plant blessings, to create blessings for themselves. The bodhisattvas, in order to become Buddhas, need to work. Okay, they work behind the scenes. They work in front of everyone, like Master Shenhua. Or they work quietly, like the second patriarch, hopefully. And so they work. They work in order, just like Master Shenhua, he needs to work very hard in order to create blessings for himself. Okay, we all have to work. There, for you, lay people, you work in order to make a living. For the bodhisattvas, they work in order to earn blessings. Okay, that's the common denominator for bodhisattvas. They work like Master Shenhua. He worked and worked and worked. He never rested his entire life. You know, you hear the stories how Master Shenhua was very, very sick, and he still continued to lecture and talk Dharma. You know, it's very rare for him to not speak Dharma at all. I was very lucky to be able to listen to one or two of his live lectures. I was there in person, and that's all I could manage to squeeze out of him. But after I became a left-home person, a novice monk, he stopped lecturing. He basically was fighting with his life. Okay, so part of his work is to fight with his life. He gave me a few months longer before I quit, because if he died too quickly, he died like 4 or 5 months after he allowed me to shave my head. If he died immediately, I would have felt uncommitted and betrayed. Okay, so he had to live a little bit longer in order to entrap me. Okay, once I get used to having no hair and wearing strange clothes, you know, these are nice clothes compared to what I was wearing. You know, the first 4 or 5 months of my existence was wearing hand-me-down clothes that's about 20 or 30 years old. Okay, but anyway, it's not like you guys nowadays who have you know, nice clothes and coordinated colors and so forth. Okay. So So he stopped lecturing and just barely breathed for a few months, so that I cannot back out anymore as easily. So that I'm grateful, because in my prior life, if it's not going the direction I was hoping for, I would quickly back out and cut my losses. Okay, so he sort of entrapped me, but I'm grateful for that. But he'll pay one of these days. I don't ever forgive and forget. That's the nature of my relationship with him. It's always tension, you know. But anyway, so the bodhisattvas, you know, funny, the Master Hsuan Hua, for ordinary people, they naturally fight to live longer, fight for their lives. Master Hsuan Hua fought for his life in order to help people, not to help himself. Okay, that's my point. And so that's the difference between bodhisattvas and us. Bodhisattvas, they are conscious of why they're here, why they come here, is in order to create blessings. That's why it baffles me, honestly, of what Mr. Buffett is doing. It's baffling to me, because to me it's a total waste of time. Okay? I have disdain for people who have supposedly have wisdom and are wasting their lives, basically, to me. I'm not impressed. Anyway, because the bodhisattvas are pressed for time. They don't want to waste the opportunity to create more blessings for themselves, because every time they come to the world, it's a lot of work. And they don't come alone. They come with a whole entourage. It's just like the emperor never travels by himself. Okay? So these bodhisattvas, they come to our world, they realize that there is an urgency, and therefore they waste time, not only for themselves, but for their entourage as well, because they have to become Buddhas quickly so that they can help their entourage become Buddhas themselves. That's how it works. Shakyamuni Buddha became a Buddha in order to pull up all the other guys. Shariputra, Mahabangaliana, Ashnata Kondinya, and all those people. That's how it works. Okay? So that's why Shakyamuni Buddha just got it started, created the framework, and then he left his bodhisattvas and his entourage to have a chance to go to work. Okay? And that's what happens. Master Hsuan Hua is a great bodhisattva, came here to work. Okay? And so he did an excellent job. They work to create blessings so that they can improve. Hint, hint. What do you need to improve? What's its requirement for improvement? Use a microphone, please. I can't hear you. What?
Blessings.
What? Blessings. You see? That's what the bodhisattvas are teaching us. Don't be stingy. Okay? You have to think in terms of blessings, like the bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas are always thinking, what else can I do to maximize my blessings? For you is lay people, losers, which is more accurate. You're always thinking, what can I get away with? Yes or no? That's me. What else can I get away with? All right? Bodhisattva is exactly opposite. What else can I make sacrifices? How else can I make sacrifices? Okay? So just like Master Shinhua, he sacrificed his body, he sacrificed his time, he sacrificed his family, he sacrificed everything he has. Okay? And including his comfort towards the end of his life, he sacrificed his retirement. I don't get it. It's sacred. There's some things in life that are sacred, like retirements for us. Yes? Yes, there's a question there in the back, blue.
Master, just curious if you want to share about back in the day when you were up in the business ladder and then put the energy into donating to charity. How did you have the change of heart from just going into that before you went into before you met Master Shinhua?
Oh.
If you want to share.
That's so long ago. And your question makes me regret. I have a big mouth. I say a lot of things that I shouldn't have. It's kind of private. But it's okay, you know. That's the way the Dharma is, our Dharma is. You can bring up anything that interests you, even though it's how meaningless it really is, this whole thing. It turns out that back then, in my prior life, I was primarily concerned with getting ahead, hoarding more money, more power, more success, more love, more happiness. But I only succeeded in doing the exact opposite. And so one day I woke up, I said, well, I'm not happy. What the heck am I going to do with my life? You know, nothing seems to work. So it turns out that so I decided to do something else, okay? I've been at it for a long time. It didn't work. I'm not happy. What to do? So I said, let's try doing charity work. And that's the first time in my life I thought of doing something for others. Everything until then is about for me. I help you, it's only for me. Okay? Whatever I do for you, it's never for you. It's always for me. Okay? That's how sad it was. And so the first time in my life I said, well, let's try something else. And so I picked up a newspaper and I said something where they're looking for a board member for something. They're so desperate. Okay. So this statewide organization, as in Minnesota, it's a national, it's a state chapter of a national organization. And they're looking for board of directors because they're losing a lot of directors. I said, well, board directors is my next level, so you might as well try it first and see eventually I get into the board of directors. I can claim to them that I was on the board of charity organization. See again, self-interest. Okay, so I went in there and I saw a bunch of all of them are losers. Story in my life. I look at everyone; they're all losers. And but these are sincere losers. They didn't know what they were doing. They're losing money. They couldn't organize. They couldn't manage. They're all abandoning a sinking ship. And there are 500 volunteers there who are sincere because they suffer so much. They said, I suffer so much through this problem here, and I want to make sure that the young people don't have this problem, don't have to go through what I went through, which nearly destroyed me. So I love that. I look at that and say, wow, this is interesting. What a bunch of losers. So I helped them. I actually helped them turn it around. It's fair to say that I basically, because I'm used to making maneuvers, okay, at work. So I maneuver through a lot of people and rallied them and put people, the right person in the right position and so forth, to the point where she wanted me to become the chair of the board, because she said, I need an ally like you. I said, no, you need a rich person. You don't need a poor person like me. Okay, so I refused. But basically, we turned it around, became so healthy, so successful, and that the person I hired against everyone else's wishes, I maneuvered to put her in place. She became the national chair of the country. Okay, she got promoted very, very quickly. I spotted her of all the people, and then I sort of talked her into it and conned everyone else into buying it. For the first time in my life, I used all my bad tricks to do something good. So that's how it happened. And amazingly, right after that, it's fair to say that I saved them. I really saved them, saved a lot of people. And right after that, I met Master Hsuan Hua's Dharma immediately. And just before that, I was basically prevented from meeting the Hinayana Dharma. Hinayana Dharma. It's no chance for me, okay? It's no way for me to get close to the Hinayana Dharma. It has to be Master Hsuan Hua's Dharma, period. Okay, so it tells you right there, the blessings, I understood from that, the blessings generated from just helping people opens the door for me to his helping others Dharma. It was significant enough to be able to give me the exposure, and I never looked back. All right, that's how it worked. So this is the same spirit of trying to help others, but I lucked out because I have all the skills necessary to help. I use all of that and then open the door for this Mahayana thing, and then I'm back to my old self, plotting and scheming for myself, and because I still look at all the monks and nuns like losers. Hasn't changed. Because it's my misfortune. If I were smarter or wiser, okay, these monks and nuns disciples of his are superior individuals. They deserve to be bowed to. They deserve to be honored. They deserve to be teachers of most people. I'm probably the only one to look at them and say, "Is that all?" And my problem has always been that I always felt that they don't understand Master Hsuan Hua's Dharma. So every time I ask them for a question, the answers they gave me fall so far short of what Master Hsuan Hua's Dharma is about. So I said, "You don't understand. I need a better teacher than this." Once I saw Master Hsuan Hua's Dharma, I said, "Got me something else better than what I'm seeing." Okay, so that's my curse. But later, after I failed miserably looking for some replacement, I realized these people are really superior. But they fall far short of what bodhisattvas are supposed to do. Like my master, Master Hsuan Hua, set these standards for. Okay? So, the blessings, that's what you need. As an example of myself being lucky, never had any concepts about blessings, but I lucked out that I created a lot of blessings. For the first time, that I tried charity work. Okay. All right. And so for lay people, the point is not a bad thing for you to do charity work. Okay. Because if you look out like I did, you can create a lot of blessings. But for us, monks and nuns, I don't like to do charity because it's not the best use of my time, my resources. Okay? So that's the difference. We will do charity work, the things that we need to do. Okay? But for us, charity work is not the best way to create blessings for ourselves. All right? So these positions with the bodhisattvas, when they create a lot of blessings, and that's the currency they need in order to progress through these various bodhisattva positions. Okay, so the bodhisattva positions, and you go through these positions called dwellings, the 10 dwellings, the 10 conducts, the 10 transferences, and the 10 grounds. Okay, let me. So there's the 10 of them because 10 dwellings has 10 different levels. Okay, 10 different samadhis, if you will. 10 conducts, the same thing. 10 different level of samadhis. Okay, transferences, grounds, same thing. So they're not the same. So they are to give you some hints. Okay, the 10 dwellings are very low. Okay, 10 conducts are low. Okay, when you go to transferences, that's where it becomes interesting. Okay, but the 10 dwellings, 10 conducts are paving the way for you. Okay, to go into the transferences and to the 10 grounds, which the Hinayana people cannot. The Hinayana people fail to build the proper foundations. The foundations are built here in 10 dwellings, 10 conducts, 10 transferences. Okay, so this 10 dwellings, 10 conducts here are the foundations, pave the way for you to go into arhatship. Okay, so Hinayana, they're different. Hinayana training, they go through the training differently. For us, Mahayana, we do it through 10 dwellings, 10 conducts, is how we gauge the progress or the pathways. Okay? And after that, after you reach 4th stage Arhat here, and then you go into transferences. Okay? And then this paves the way for you to be enlightened, prepares for you to be enlightened. And the 10 grounds are the range for the enlightened people, and there now the training is different. All right? So make no mistakes about this. This is a Mahayana training program. It's quite different from Hinayana. We are a lot more detailed. We are a lot more, how shall I put it? A lot more systematic, if you will. A lot more scientific, if you will. Yes, Yellow.
Thank you, Master. So does it mean that a person who wants to reach these levels, they start with dwellings and they have to go through all the 10 dwellings levels, gradations, correct? Then they go to conducts and do the same, go through all 10?
Right.
And continue on?
And continue on.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And the second bullet there, it says, second transparent bullet, it says perfect fusion. This is what it's referring to. Perfect fusion here is that it's about wisdom, it's about the vision. Okay? Meaning that even when you're at the dwelling range. Okay? Okay? That dwelling range there, whatever you're being trained, what you are practicing, okay, planting the seeds for you to get into the 10 grounds. So that's why even at the lowly level of the 10 dwellings, you have the prerequisites for the 10 grounds already. You see that? So that's why one position includes the other. All right? So that's the big picture right there. Because in Mahayana, we have the big picture. That's why we have to help you build what I call the proper foundation so that it's there. So for that you can build on top. Okay? So that's what it's meant by perfect fusion. All the low levels actually have the hooks, if you will, for you to get the high levels. Similarly, at the high levels, okay, especially in high grounds level, now they're responsible on behalf of the Buddha. Okay? When you reach a certain Mahasatha levels, sometimes the Buddhas have to come and teach you because it's more than even the Bodhisattva can understand. Okay? The grounds level, they have low grounds and high grounds. Okay? High grounds are called Mahasattvas, meaning 8, 9, 10, so forth. 1 to 7 are called regular Bodhisattvas. Okay? Okay? So the regular Bodhisattvas don't know how to teach. Okay? That's why in Buddhism, we are very discriminatory, just like the Koreans. Very class-oriented, our society, Buddhist society. Okay? That's why the interest for me in Korea, because they're so discriminatory, like us. There's a class-minded kind of society, like us. Okay, so in Buddhism, it's very clear. When you are low level, you see a high level person, you're supposed to be respectful, supposed to make bows, you're supposed to have a certain protocol. Just like you see the emperor, like you see the Queen of England. There's a certain protocol, and you fail to observe the protocol, you won't be given the time of day. You'll be discarded. Okay? So Buddhism is very democratic. At the same time, it's very hierarchical because we know our places. Okay? So that's why in the real Buddhist world, you are taught about protocols. You are taught how to bow. There's certain things you don't do, like you don't walk in the middle of the aisle and so forth, and you address the monks and nuns differently, so that if you fail to do that, the big shots will not come near you. Because why not? Because your big shots come near you and you don't have the proper protocol, you're creating offenses. So they're coming near you actually is hurting you. So that's why they don't bother coming near you. They distance themselves from you. All right? That's the difference between the Bodhisattvas and the kings. The kings, they distance themselves from you out of safety, out of disdain and so forth, okay, self-serving. But Bodhisattvas distance themselves from you in order to prevent you from harming yourself, shooting yourself in the foot, okay? Because you see a Bodhisattva and you fail to observe the proper protocol, you fail to be respectful, you're creating severe offenses because of the big shots. Think of it as you say have the wrong attitude, say the wrong things to the last president. He'll kill you. He'll destroy you. Okay? So that's the way it is. The Bodhisattva don't destroy you, you just destroy yourself. So that's why, unless you know what you're doing, you won't get to see them at all. Okay? And so it's very hierarchical. So the regular bodhisattvas in training, okay, they need to be primed as well. And then once they're good enough, and they need to create a lot of blessings in order to be taught to bring them to the next level. Next level, that's when you have the potential to become teachers yourself. Then that's why at the great bodhisattva level, they begin to be trained on how to teach, how to help you pave the way at the lower level to all the way up. Okay, so I'm telling you this in order to remind you, bodhisattvas, that if you don't know how to train, that means your level is not high enough. Okay, it's still a lot of work to do. You cannot sit on your fat rear end and expect it to happen. You have to work harder. Okay? You are still losers. But a loser bodhisattva. Bodhisattvas still are losers, you know. Precisely, yeah, Lexus. Lexus bodhisattvas. There you go, I like cars. All right, okay, so one position includes the others. Low level, actually, believe it or not, in our Mahayana training, we are paving the way for you, okay, in order for you to go all the way up, because we know what it takes. So along the way, we keep on adding and adding to it, okay? So whatever you have is part of what you're going to have, what you're going to achieve later. Similarly, at a high level, okay, you need to be able to see what the low level people have and help them add to it, and add. Okay? And so, what is the requirement for that to happen? Blessings. Unless you have blessings, it's not possible to help you. You will not understand. Forget it. So that's why this is counterintuitive to intellectual people. Intellectual people are successful because they figure it out. You see, they figure out how to build a bridge. They figure out how to deal with a crazy person eventually. Okay, but they cannot figure this thing out. Unfortunately, it's impossible. You cannot figure it out. There's no way for you to figure it out. Okay? And that's the reason why, you see, why when I saw my master's disciples, I said, it's so clear to me when he said that, that's what he means, but your interpretation is so different from what he's talking about. It goes to prove that unless you have the blessings, you will not be able to understand. There's no point in teaching you if you don't have the blessings. You understand? See, he wasted 50 years of life teaching, and then he have a bunch of people who don't get what he means. And that's, to me, it's fascinating. I didn't get it back then. I just knew that I disagree. Your interpretation is wrong. So wrong. And you sit there and tell me you understand? Yes. Oh, yellow. How they love these colors. It's yellow, it's white, it's black. It's blue.
But Master...
like X-Men.
But Master still, Great Master Shenhua taught. He still taught 10 years with this, was it this Avatamsaka Sutra, right?
Right.
He still took 10 years to teach something very difficult.
Yes.
Although,
And make it approachable. That's what's so revolutionary, the way he approached it. He says, this is very difficult to understand. Well, I explain it to you in a way it's anyone can be interested. That's genius. Okay? Because it's so, it is so captivating. Everyone liked it. Everyone likes his lectures. It's addictive, actually. I find it very addictive. And we are all a bunch of low people sitting around and we listen to his lecture and we enjoyed it so much. It's addictive. Didn't even feel I was listening to his lectures for 6 months at the Avatamsaka monastery in Calgary, Canada. And I remember every day, right after lunch, I was so fortunate. There's one Hong Kong woman who no one likes, who the only one who understands English, who can speak English. All of them don't speak English at all. So she's the one who would, right after lunch, okay, 12:30, 12:45 after lunch, we eat lunch on every day. After lunch, we will, and she's a poor person, so I think he rode a bus to the monastery, okay? And without fail, every single day, she would come to the monastery to eat lunch with us, small group of people, and then we would listen to the sutra, 4 or 5 of us. That's it. I'm the only novice there. And the head monk was busy running around doing something. He never was around. So it's amazing because we listened to the Chinese, and then she would translate into English for me, okay? The rest of them are Chinese. And so primarily for me, that the thing happened. And the 4 or 5 of us love it. Every day we listen with rapture, and I listen to a lecture. I enjoy the English translation so much. You know, her level is so low, and yet it's so enjoyable. So it's, his lectures are fascinating. That's the first time. Because most people, if you listen to the scholars and the people who have degrees in Buddhism and Buddhology, they will listen with the lecture on these things is too scholarly. You lose interest very quickly. And Master Shenhua is the only person who could do that. So I'm very grateful for that. That's why I want to combine his style and Master Jingliang's style to have a happy medium somewhere where we can expand that store of knowledge. Okay, there's plenty of room for you future generations as well. Okay, to continue to contribute to the wisdom and the knowledge. All right. Any other questions? All right. So these bodhisattva, the grounds there. You see the vision there. You have this preparation. You keep on building and building and building. Okay, and there's no point in teaching you unless you have enough blessings. Let me give you a tip. Okay, when you don't have enough blessings, it would be a waste of time, and you may even reject the teaching. Okay, and create offenses. And so the reason I'm bringing it up is because if you have misinterpretations about the teachings, it's a form of offense for us. Okay, if I teach wrong things to you, I'm creating offenses, will bound me for the lower realms like animals and hells and the good stuff. So it's a thankless job. What can we do? Someone has to go down there and keep it populated so that the bodhisattvas remain busy. Okay. Yeah, I saw that person yesterday. Not good. So, the restored bodhisattva will have to continue to be very busy, and he can't ever become a Buddha with people like that. Okay, 13. The Buddha cultivating for 3 asamkhyeya kalpas. Okay, it's a Sanskrit word that means countless. Okay, and the theme here today is blessings. Okay, it takes a long time to create blessings. Like Master Hsuan spent his entire life creating blessings. Don't believe what he said. He kept on telling me I used to buy it. He says, if I was smart, I'd be up in the mountain meditating and become enlightened, all those things. But no, I'm here working to help you guys, help you losers. I would term his disciples losers. Okay? It's not true. He was doing exactly what he was supposed to do. Okay? Because if he were to sit there in the mountains or the valleys to cultivate, the blessings generated would be a lot less than he were to be here with us and in the mud, because that's what bodhisattvas are supposed to do. Swim in the mud, wade in the mud with us in order to create blessings. They can hardly afford to go to the mountains or go to the deep valleys and hide somewhere to meditate, or hide behind 4 walls to meditate and cultivate. Baloney. Okay? That's what I remind you in our approach, in Wei-Yang lineage, in our Maya approach, is to wade in the mud, to engage in order to create blessings. We're not going to hide behind the 4 walls. We're not going to go into the mountains. We're not going to meditate. That's why you see in Chanchi, what do my pupils do? They work in order to help you. Okay? And by the way, okay, the training continues to work. The training, either you meditate or you work. It's still training. So that's a different style of training. All right? So that's why Master Hsuan, we follow an example of Master Hsuan, he worked his entire life. Think about it. That's what you're going through right now. Okay? So don't sit on your fat rear end and expect to be enlightened. Okay? Expect to make progress because you probably are not generating enough blessings that way. All right? So the Buddha didn't know. So he had to spend 3 asamkhyeya kalpas to plant blessings. Because he didn't have the proper guidance. So at first he had to feel his way in the blind and the dark. That's why it took so long. But once he figured it out, okay, then he's able to progress a lot quicker. That's why he taught us many Dharma doors in order to speed us along. Okay, so that's why I too consider Shakyamunini Buddha to be my teacher as well. if he deems you worthy of it, because he gave us a lot of shortcuts that you aren't necessarily aware of. But because he says, I spent 3 samkhya kalpas in order to cultivate blessings and wisdom. You don't have to, because I'm going to give you shortcuts. Okay? Only in Mahayana, by the way. Hinayana, they don't have it. That's why because we have a lot more shortcuts in the Hinayana, that's why you progress a lot quicker as a result. And the results speak for themselves. And then after that, he cultivated 100 years, 100 kalpas, in order to perfect the hallmarks and characteristics. So after he accrued blessings and wisdom, he still had to cultivate 100 kalpas. A kalpa is a lot of years, millions and billions of years. So 100 means a lot, okay? No, a lot of a lot. To perfect his hallmarks. Hallmarks refers to his distinctive, the superior person's manifestation. Earlobes are longer, yeah? Okay, every night I try to stretch my earlobe a little bit. Hasn't worked yet. It tells you that, it's just so sad. Now I don't have any hair. I look at myself in the mirror, I say, how come my earlobe is so short when Master Shinwa is so long? But I'm taller. Okay? So, yeah, your earlobe is better, a little bit longer than mine. That's what I'm so sad about myself. My earlobe is too short. Master Shinwa's earlobe are beautiful. They're nice. That's what bodhisattvas, earlobes are real, for real. So the hallmarks, certain earlobes and eyes and hair and so forth, and characteristics and more subtle things, like 80 hallmarks and a lot more characteristics. Okay, and so this teaching here is to reinforce this principle of causality. Okay, and this is a truth in the universe. Whatever happens has a reason for it, has a cause for it. Nothing happens by chance at all. Okay, so be aware of that. And that's why, again, you want to become enlightened. First, create blessings. Number 2, and so forth. Number 3, and number 4, and so forth. But again, the first one is blessings. That's why, what do we teach you? Practice giving. If you practice giving, and you keep giving, good things happen. Don't say, why is it taking so long? It's taking so long because you are not blessed enough. You don't have enough blessings. You use it up already for your good looks, for your money, for your cars, okay? All those things. That's why maybe you shouldn't have any more temples. Okay? So that's why accrue, keep on accruing blessings, okay? Because blessings are the first cornerstone, one of the major cornerstones for you to get up there. And so this sutra here, throughout this sutra, you will find this the manifestation or this law of cause and effect in action. Excuse me. And when these great beings, the bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, cultivate themselves in order to demonstrate how it works. Okay? You teach by example. They don't just talk. Whatever they teach, they actually are doing it themselves, or they've done it before. All right? And they teach it in order to benefit the present and the future generation. Okay, the Master Hsuan taught this thing here, this sutra, in order to benefit his disciples. As a result, he taught up to a certain level only, so that because if he went too high up, then his disciples, like at the level of Master Jing Liang, then his disciples would lose interest. Okay, and so his present disciples are limiting factors. Okay, however, he need also to plan the hooks for future generations who are higher level than his present disciples, so that they can see the depth and would pursue it a little bit deeper. Okay. And so that's why these bodhisattvas, who are the primary audience for the Avatamsaka Sutra, kept on coming back. The same lecture, on chapter 11, chapter 12, and so forth. They keep on coming back in order, because every time they come back, they hear differently, they improve, and so forth. All right? So the teaching is timeless in a sense. For us, we see present and the future. Actually, for the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, it's endless. They keep on teaching it for people. They keep on coming back and coming back and coming back. Okay, and that's what makes the Buddhas so outstanding. They teach the same thing over and over again, and yet the audiences get so much more out of it. Every time. Okay? Make no mistakes about it. Okay? Every time you listen, okay? It's an incredible thing, folks. You're planting unspeakable types of seeds in your consciousness. Okay? And that's why, personally, I find it hard to go to lower level sutras in order, because I'm not a good use of my time. Yeah? Okay. Next. Can we make this mouse cursor a little bit bigger? Or different colors, so that I keep on going like this, I can't see anything. I'm going too fast. I should go, there you go. Okay. There are 10 benefits when you listen to this sutra. Okay? Number 1, seeing, hearing the Dharma. Okay? That's how I just talked about. You keep on seeing, hearing the Dharma, the Bodhisattvas, these people with wisdom, people with true wisdom. They keep on coming back and listening to it time and time again. They don't get off until they go on a mission. Finish a mission, come back and listen. Keep on listening and listening and listening. Okay? So you have to see and hear the Dharma. That's what they do. Right? Number 2, not only are you hearing the Dharma, is something very, very special about this Dharma is about hearing the conduct and the vows. Okay? Conduct and vows. Herein lies the gist of what you are supposed to do. We need to know about what is the right things to do. Okay? Just because in contrast, in my prior life, what I learned is about greed. What I learned is about myself. I'm learning about self-gratification, about pleasure and all those things. So those are the wrong conducts, if you will. Right? So that's why this is part of our education. In superior people, if the people with blessing would learn about the proper conduct. That's why I'm telling you, I'm reminding you, your children, your nieces, your nephews, your friends, your acquaintances, okay? You're supposed to share the proper things with them, the proper conduct. Not necessarily by hearing, but also by, you teach them by not talking, but by behaving, your own conduct, setting the example. To me, the hearing here refers to the hearing from people of wisdom. Okay? You don't hear, if you have no wisdom, don't open your mouth. Okay? Because it's misleading. It's the people of wisdom, that's why my problem, one of my major objections to Master Hsu's approach, which is he left behind some great instructions, but execution is incorrect because the people who are doing it have no wisdom. I'm different. Before I do something, I have to decide, do you have enough wisdom to fulfill the mission? If I send you to Korea, do you have enough wisdom to do what I'm going to ask of you? You won't know everything, of course, but do you have enough wisdom in order for you to learn and grow so that when I give you instructions, you can figure out then what to do? That requires wisdom for you, for that to happen. Okay? He's different. He says, I'm going to have temples, I'm going to have a lot of people, and throw them into the wolves and let them figure it out. I happen to disagree with that. From a corporate America perspective, it doesn't work. It's like, you hire someone, you say, okay, go do it. No, you can't. It doesn't work like that. Okay? And that's why I really struggle with that. I struggle with the way that he goes about doing his Dharma propagation. All the building blocks are there, but the manpower is lacking. Okay, so that's why the teaching is by what they heard is hearing the conduct. What I tend more to emphasize is about seeing the conduct. They have people who actually are doing it, because when you hear, you still don't get it. Okay? Again, it's the people with wisdom, when they hear of these actions of the sages, then they understand right away. But for us who don't have the wisdom, they cannot see. When they hear the conduct, is still not enough. So remember, the hearing here is from the Bodhisattva's hearing, not us. So that's why I'm cautioning you, it's not the same. Hearing here is for the Bodhisattva's hearing, but for us, we need also to see. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Okay? And by the way, and that's why we paved the way in order for us to open a way place last year in Korea, in San Jose, because we had the manpower to be able to do that. So we're ready to also open more way places, because the people who will be able to have the proper conduct. Okay, a little advertisement, that's all. 35 acres. Peace on you. Okay? That's how fast you've been progressing. 2 last year, 2 more. But this time I'm asking for 35 acres because I'm bored. Okay. So the conduct is very important. You need to have people who have the proper conduct, cannot talk about it. Okay? And the vows. Vows are the commitment personal commitments of these people, wisdom again. Okay, we're hearing about the vows of the great bodhisattvas and of the Buddhas. Every morning in a morning ceremony, each and every one of you hears the vows and the conducts of universal worthy bodhisattva. That's the core of our practice. Wei Yang lineage is contained within this 10 great vows that you recite every single day in a morning ceremony. Every time you recite it, you plant the seeds for you. You need to hear it, okay? You're not bodhisattvas yet, but you plant the seeds for you to understand more and more and more in the future. Okay? The more you recite it, the more incredible blessings you're generating for yourself. Okay? Right there. That's what makes our morning ceremony and Master Shenhua ceremonies, morning ceremonies, very special. Okay? Those 10 vows are one of the special dharmas in our small world. Yes, sir. Blue.
Master, the other Mahayana temples, that's not the real deal then? I mean, the one in Seattle and the other disciples?
I would like to think not. I mean, I take it back.
So I'm trying to say your generation, the people, did they kind of water it down up there, or?
I don't know what they're doing. The reason I have a big mouth is that I know no one believes me. That's a fact. That's why I can say anything. I get away with it because they all dismiss it. Oh, that's an idiot. Look at him. Who is he? He's nobody. So no one believes me. That's why I have the freedom to say whatever I please. And then we're so used to being poor that trying to get to kiss up the people never work for us. And because rich people, they want something in exchange for money they give you. And for us, we don't know how to do that. So I never learned how to do that. So that's the difference. But those people, I don't know what they're doing. I don't care what they're doing. We do our things. And that's a nice thing about my generation. I don't feel I owe them anything. And that's why I don't deserve anything from them. But what you find out is very not atypical in that the next generation, we have our own personal interpretations, and that's fine. Okay, whatever they do is fine. It's authentic. What they do is authentic Dharma from Master Shenhua. What we do is also remember. He only taught me 5 times. That's it. And these people, they got many more instructions from him. Okay, so it's different. Whatever they do is different. I'm sure they're doing what he wants them to do. I have more freedom in that I'm not really. I'm like a bastard son. So who cares? Bastards is bastards. Okay, so we losers. That's why my disciples are all losers. Real winners will be over there. So be careful. Who am I to criticize people? I just have a big mouth. Yes, Blue.
I was about to say, because I was into this famous monk before I even came here, and he was talking about meditation, like breathing, and I think he was a Tibetan monk or whatever, but do you think I had more blessings to be here rather than go different directions? Like, let's say if I got more into that or going into the Hinayana direction, if I found that, it takes more blessings to be with Mahayana?
I would like to think so, yeah. I encourage you to continue coming here. Why? Because remember we talked about how to create blessings? In your case, can you bring it up? You create blessings by sacrificing yourself. Instead of going to the real teaching, you go to loser teaching. Because they have plenty of people already. They don't need more people like you, whereas we're desperate. We're poor, we have no one coming here, no one takes it seriously. So unless you come, it will die very quickly. Yes, Blue?
There's a famous monk with a book that sold on New York Times bestseller, and he went to Google just like you guys went to Google, and he has millions of YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad I'm here rather than going there, because they don't. It's not teaching Chan or anything like that.
Me too. I'm glad you're here. Thank you, Lord. Don't worry about it, okay? Just like my master, when he taught, Jesus taught. You know, remember he started with very humble beginnings, very poor. I looked at the photos, his early days. I was shocked. I said, these guys have, how can anyone wear clothes like that? To me, it's incomprehensible. You know, it's just, to me, to live with our style is so un-French. Okay? I mean, what would people think of Mahayana? Seriously, it's too Chinese. So let me assure you, when we first started, you know, even though we're poor, I insisted on nice clothes. I still do. So, no, it's not so much the appearances. I assure you that this famous monk you mentioned, I don't know who you're talking about, but there's so many famous monks who have a lot more disciples than my own master. So I'm perfectly happy, okay, to have all of you. Ching. So my poor master, my beloved master, I doubt that he has more than 1 million disciples. I doubt it. Okay, when he was alive, after he died, then he has a lot more. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, how could I miss him?" You know. But he taught us that thing about to just do the right thing. Don't worry about popularity, whatever. We're not about popularity. We're supposed to teach you the right things. Okay. What happens when you seek notoriety? You tend to distort the Dharma a little bit. Okay, it's not about you. It's about the Dharma. It's about how to benefit, how you can gain benefits from all these teachings. That's the main thing. Okay, so I like to say that it's better to have one elephant than 10,000 mosquitoes. Okay. It takes a lot more blessings to train one elephant. One winner versus 10,000 losers. Okay? Number 3, hearing responses according to potentials. Okay, this is important too, because it's important for us to hear about responses or miracles, if you will. Okay, the Westerner would like to use the word miracles. Okay, especially Christian and Catholics, they love miracles, and that's important to me. I agree. Okay, you need to have miracles, and myself, I heard so many wonderful responses from Master Shinhua and the people who believed in him that actually is one of the major reasons originally why I chose him over the other monks and nuns, because the other monks and nuns talk about how wonderful you are, how much good you do. You give them money, donate money to fix the roof, and buy them cars and so forth. My master is about going around saving people, flying here, flying there, manifesting and manifesting there. And primarily for me, this is the only thing that mattered to me. He said, if you hear my name, see my image, you become a Buddha before I would. That's the only thing that interested me, to the point where I would not do it myself. I don't have that kind of time. So that interested me. So she needs responses. To me, nothing speaks like results. I need to look at results. And results to me are responses. Okay, and according to potentials, meaning that different people, his disciples, have different levels and have responses at their own levels. The monks who did these 3 steps, 1 bow, they have their own responses. And then low people like us, they have our responses ourselves. Even I have responses when I learn his Dharma as well. So this is important. And that's why it's important for us to share our responses. Today at lunch, someone stopped by and she said, I have some responses. And I wasn't sure I can speak about it in public. I said, please do. It might increase our donations. So it's important. Please don't be shy about sharing your responses. Okay? And again, we're such a boutique kind of thing that no one takes it seriously anyway. So, but in the future, after I'm dead, after you're dead, then people will see who we really are. That's the way it works. Okay? And that's great. It keeps us humble, by the way. Okay? Now you know who you are and how limited you are, and that's why you try harder. Be true to yourself. Number 4, attain sudden enlightenment. This is what differentiates Mahayana from Hinayana. We're about sudden enlightenment. Okay? The teachings of the Bodhisattva is about sudden enlightenment. Okay? And so the one thing that kind of surprises me a little bit is that I don't think Master Shinhua taught his disciples that. He didn't teach me. Okay? He didn't teach me about sudden enlightenment at all. 5 times? I mean, you think all the 5 times he bothered to teach me, he would teach me about sudden enlightenment. Oh no. Okay? Never taught me. Yeah. So, but guess what? It's Master Huineng who taught me once, who showed me about sudden enlightenment. It's so cool. So you see, who's supposed to teach who? I think Master Shinhua, not only is he short, he probably low-level bodhisattva. Just kidding. I'm just joking. Of course he's a Mahasatva. Because only Mahasattvas like Venerable Huineng is supposed to teach you about this, because that's all Master Huineng teaches. His entire 6 spiritual sutra is about sudden enlightenment from beginning to end. Okay? But this Avatamsaka Sutra is also about sudden enlightenment in a much bigger way. It's so cool too. Okay? It's much bigger way than the 6-page chart, by the way. Yes, now my Korean girl is interested. Yes, yellow.
Hi, Master. I just have a question about Great Master Shenhua.
Yes.
Do you think he purposely didn't teach the sudden enlightenment? He knew of it, but whatever the reason, he decided not to?
Right. Of course he's supposed to teach it. I'm sure he taught it, but they didn't get it. It's Mahayana is sudden enlightenment. It's just the techniques of teaching enlightenment are different, varies from teacher to teacher. Okay, I saw Master Huineng teaching sudden enlightenment differently from that's why, it's too bad we're not there with Master Huineng when he was alive. I recommend that you make a vow. Let's make a vow. Go and learn from him and watch how he teaches sudden enlightenment. It's fantastic. Okay? I'm just a little bit disappointed my master never emphasized sudden enlightenment. Because Mahayana is by default sudden enlightenment. Because I'm telling you that right now to make you more humble. Because you don't know what sudden enlightenment is, you're not good enough yet. Okay? Remember, you don't have enough blessings, you will not be taught. Understand? Oh? Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So you teach them a certain enlightenment, and if you teach certain enlightenment, of course, you will attain certain enlightenment. That's why it's being taught to you. Isn't that cool? Mahayana, when you teach certain enlightenment, you attain certain enlightenment. Oh, now people are awake. Yes, yellow.
Wait a minute. You mean because we're being taught that eventually we're going to get it? We will get there?
If you have, when you taught and you eventually will get there, why is it called certain enlightenment?
Duh.
Huh? Then it becomes gradual enlightenment. And the Chinese lost it. The Chinese don't have it. That's why I classify Chinese Mahayana versus American Mahayana. Got that? Chinese Mahayana, no certain enlightenment. It's there, but they're not getting it. American Mahayana, it has to be focused on certain enlightenment. Yes, yellow.
Master, does that have to do with having blessings, having the blessings that then you would be able to hopefully take the leap?
Yeah.
Or otherwise, why even do it?
Yeah. If you don't have the blessings, nothing we can do.
You wouldn't be talking about it.
No. What's the point? What's the point? So
Next question.
Yeah, go ahead, yellow. Now, certain the poor, and destitute quarters is just woke up.
So, Master, then the seeds are already planted.
Yes.
We're waiting for the blessings.
Of course. Just Master Hsuan or disciples have the seeds, of course. Don't have enough blessings. Not only not enough blessings, but they're creating offenses. Okay? So that's why it's very dangerous. It's not about being popular. It's not about having a lot of people. Are you doing the right things? Okay? Because 10,000 mosquitoes, remember? Just picture that, 10,000 mosquitoes. And one day I woke up and said, 10,000 mosquitoes. That will be the end of me. Okay? It will be a nightmare. Okay? So the Mahayana, the Avatamsaka Sutra is about will help you attain certain enlightenment. This is one of the major Dharma doors. Okay? Much broader pathways than Chan. Number 5. When you hear of fruit virtues such as what? What are the fruit virtues? You believe, rejoice, and you make a vow to attain those fruit virtues. What are fruit virtues? Yes. That's a new nickname. I don't have an English word for it.
Fruit virtues probably the manifestation of the blessings you planted in the past.
No. Good thing there's no name associated with that. You see, you understand now? Because we want to save embarrassment, prevent embarrassment. Yes, Blue?
Master, there are virtues like, I think there is a list of virtues like compassion and patience and kindness.
That's right. What are the fruit virtues then? That's virtues. What are fruit virtues?
I don't know.
Good answer. Anyone else? Very good. If you don't know, say you don't know. What's the big deal? You losers. Losers can be worse than that. You're still a loser. You answer right, you're still a loser. Again, no names, just Blue. Anyone else? Huh? What are fruit virtues? It is so Mahayana. Yes, Yellow.
Maybe the result from the virtual acts.
Okay, very good. Okay, old monk who's now awake.
A Di Đà Phật, văn quả đức theo con nghĩ là mình nghe một câu nào hoặc tiếng nào ở trong kinh Quan Nghiêm mà mình thấy vui mừng, thấy mình được cái phước, cái vui mừng nào đó, thì cái vui mừng đó nó tạo thành cái quả đức cho mình. Nên cái mà mình đem mình hồi hướng mỗi ngày là sao khi mình nghe, mình tụng cái gì mình thấy trong kinh Quan Nghiêm mà mình thấy thích thú.
Okay.
Quả đức.
Okay, sorry. No. Let's hear from the Chinese. The Koreans messed it up. The Vietnamese messed it up. Let's see if the Chinese have it. Yellow.
Fruit virtues is Master's Dharma name.
Another riddle. No, my name has no fruit virtues whatsoever.
This is from Kennex.
Go back where you came from, Kennex. Anyone else? What's a fruit virtue? This is very important. Oh, good God. Huh? Anyone? General? He pretends not to understand when I call him general. He thinks that he can get away with it. Hey, general! Anyone? What's a fruit virtue? Fruit here refers to position. When you practice, like when you cultivate, like when you farm in order to get that apple, that orange, that fruit, right? So you cultivate in order to get what? To get the position. What position? Whatever position you will reach, whether it's 10 dwellings, 10 conducts, 10 transferences, 10 grounds. Those are fruits. So far, so good? Okay. Mahayana is very goal-oriented, you losers. Only losers think, it's so abstract. And so, no, Mahayana, it's very clear where you are. There's no pretending. Okay? You're a loser because you're at a loser position. Okay? It's no denying that. There's no point in denying that. Okay? We're losers. Okay? So, you go ahead, you too.
Emily says, fruit virtue is the fruit from which the seed sprouts.
Give me a gun. I will shoot this woman. I just explained fruit to her. So, position, virtue. And she goes back and tell the position virtue. Does it help? What is position virtue? Okay, old man. Great.
Trong chú Đại Bi mình có nghe cái câu mà, hoặc là trong kinh nói là nghe cái này xong đại chúng có người đắc tư đà hàm, tư đà hoàng, a la hàm, a la hán.
No, forget about your knowledge. Okay, forget it. Just follow me. Just tell me what does a position virtue mean to you. Don't bring back, what Master Shenhua says, the Buddha says, Sutra says, whatever. Just tell me what does this position virtue mean to you. Yes, yellow.
I think it's the position you are at as you are a bodhisattva in your learning, the level you're at the time.
Okay. What can you expect from a sister? Yes, yellow. White.
If I had to guess, the position of virtue, if it says believe, rejoice, and vow, maybe you have faith that the blessings you plant will lead to you to a certain level. You rejoice if you get to the level, and you vow to do the work to get to the next level.
No. Hey, Swiss man, wake up. What is fruit virtue? He's been resting all afternoon. Green. Le vert. That's French for green.
Yeah, I'm really not sure either.
See, you see the voice is very musty. You know, like, I just wake up. Why you talk to me? Can't you leave a guy in peace? Anyone else? What's the fruit virtue? It is so obvious, right there in front of you. It's right there in front of your eyes. You're just not opening. You refuse to open your eyes. Yes, yellow.
So the position virtue is according to whatever the positions, the virtues that you understand, and then you're being able to see that.
Very good. That's it. Okay? Korea girl. Sorry, YouTube, too late. Okay? Yeah, cut him off. Very good. I like that brutality. You know, when as soon as I said, YouTube, you too late, wipe out. No more questions. Who did that? Raise your hand. I like that. That brutality is so remarkable. It refers to the fact that it's so important for me to tell you how great Master Hsuan Hua is, how high he is. You keep on saying that? I tell you, Master Hsuan Hua is very high level versus low level. You know, that's why I say, don't look at this low level. Look at this high level. Ignore this low level. Don't look at me. Look at this high level. You understand? Okay? Because when you hear Master Hsuan Hua being high level, and then the next I tell you, he's very compassionate. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm describing to you the fruit virtue of Master Hsuan Hua. It's nothing to do with me. I'm irrelevant. But I point out to you the fruit virtue, and because when you hear that, you say, oh, it's a great being, it's a great sage. So that's a standard for us. And we believe it's a standard that we should reach. We rejoice, oh, how beautiful it is. That short man is so compassionate. I've never seen anyone alive who has compassion as he is. Okay? And that's why you say, I vow to be like him. I don't know about anyone else, but I haven't met a Buddha yet. I don't know what a Buddha looks like. But if he's like that before becoming a Buddha, I vow to be like him, or even higher. That's how subtle the teaching is. It's our job to tell you. That's a high-level being there. That's a standard for us. It's not about me. It's not about these low lives. It's about these beings that we're learning from. Is that clear? And that's what patriarchs are supposed to do. They point out these fruit virtues, but that's a standard for us. It's called non-fighting, non-harming, no seeking, and so forth. Those are the virtues. When you believe it, you say, that's what I want to do. Because that's my foundation. Because it's paving the way for me to go up there. Because all the teachers do not. All the teachers talk about raising money, talk about their leaky roof. We do have a leaky roof, by the way. See what I mean? That's the difference. It's not about fundraising. It's not about socializing. It's about, you're supposed to hear about the fruit virtues. You don't want to hear about my leaky roof, do you? You do? So brutal. Ungrateful woman. Don't you feel obligated to hear about my leaky roof? Okay. Okay, now we're friends again. Number 6. You're hearing our positions, you believe, and you want to attain them. Okay? He said, these positions, 10 dwellings, 10 conducts, 10 transferences, 10 grounds, equal enlightenment, wonderful enlightenment. You said, why not me? That short man there. He's there. Why can't I? Yeah, he's short, he's Chinese, not even Westerner. See what I mean? There's a certain, a certain standard. They say, these are real. And this compared to the people who teach you meditation, oh, you feel good, you're special. No, you're not. You're a loser. You happy being a loser? You understand? That's why the Chan is different. The Wei Yang Chan is very brutal. It says, you're a loser. They're much better. You're much better than this, than who you are. It's real. These positions are for real because people actually attain it. Look around you. Okay, well, they're not present today. But they're coming. Promise. Okay, number 7, you see them. I promise you. And why do I sound like I'm like a snake oil salesman or something? Number 7. Positions are just description. But number 7, you hear of actually what it takes, what you need to do to get to those positions. How many teachers do that? This is what I find to be disappointing because I learned from Master Shio. I said, he tells me what I need to do to get there. Number 7, okay? He tells me about conduct, steps, okay? Practices. What I need to do. I need to, what? Sit longer. It's that simple. Sit longer. Okay? I need to what? I don't know. No lying, no seeking, those conducts. He says, that's how you get there. Whereas I learned from the other teachers, this is what's so disappointing to me, I learned from all the other teachers, alive, all of them. They don't tell me about conducts. They only tell me about how wonderful the bodhisattvas is, how wonderful the principles are, but they don't tell me about the actual acts I need to do, okay, to get there. And what's amazing to me is that the Koreans, the Vietnamese, the Chinese, it doesn't bother them. It bothers the heck out of me. These people say, I'm superior, I'm better than you, and so forth. I'm like, okay, you're better than me. Tell me how to get to you, to your level. That will be of interest to me. But you tell me you're better than me, I laugh at you. No, you're not. You may be better than me where you are, but someday I'll be better than you. I will prove it. Okay? So this is what differentiates the great teachers from the loser teachers. They cannot tell you what to do. You hear me? Wei Yang is about telling you what to do. It's not about, something abstract, something, way out there. It's about, what do I need to do? Next. Number 8. Okay? Hearing the Dharma. What is this Dharma here? Dharma here is wisdom. Mahayana, wisdom. Buddhist, wisdom. Okay? And when you hear the wisdom, okay, you understand it. What does understanding means? You say, wow, it makes sense. It feels right. Okay? Understanding here is in your guts. It's not in your brains, folks. In your guts, it feels right. That's what understanding here means to me. I don't know what it is in a Chinese, the original Chinese word, but let me tell you what I feel. I feel that hearing the Dharma here, somehow, it makes sense to you. It appeals to you. It's so appealing to you, more than how to make more money, how to be more successful, and so forth. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow, it makes sense. It's not just the worldly benefits, worldly gains you get out of it. It's just that in your guts, you cannot spell it out exactly, but you feel that's right. You know, it's like you hear, for example, of the Master Shinhua who makes sacrifices and stops eating for 9 days, 10 days, and so forth, because he says, no one makes offerings to me, so as a monk, I will not go out and beg out of fear for my life. You say, wow, it makes sense to me. You know, it's so becoming of a monk to do that. Or he says, I don't ask for money from anyone, whether it's for fixing my roof, for buying a car, okay, or buying a train ticket to go meet the current patriarch so that I become the next patriarch. He says, no, I don't have money, I sit here. If I never have money, I will sit here. And you say, in your gut, you say, it sounds so noble. You know, it just clicks with you. That's the understanding we're talking about. Okay? And it clicks with you because it's called congruence with nature. Your Buddha nature likes it. Your brain may disagree with it, but your Buddha nature, doesn't matter who you are. I'm not talking about Buddhists. I'm talking about all of you. Buddhists and non-Buddhists alike. In your gut, you say, I like it. I think this is me. When you like it, it's you. Just you like it, that's all. You don't need your neighbors to like it. You don't need someone to tell you that you're special. You just like it inside. That's what happens to you. And you need to hear it. And that's what, to me, personally, happened to me time and time again when I listen to Master Shinhua's Dharmas and read about his Dharma sutras and so forth, explanations and translation. Inside my guts, I like it. I just liked it, that's all. And it's hard to explain to people. Okay? People, you know, and then later I met the people who says, you know, I sit for 8 hours maximum. I said, say what? It doesn't sound right. The Dharma is that 久坐生禅, okay? You sit long and you produce samadhi. You enter samadhi by sitting long. And how can you sit? Can you limit yourself to 8 hours? Aren't you missing out on a lot of samadhis, you know, entering if you stop at 8 hours? What kind of nonsense is this? You see? So it's not just, it's just you feel that something is off or something that's congruent with your tummy, with your heart, with your, you know, whatever it is. Okay, you feel that it feels right. Yes? That's what this congruence of nature is. I don't know how else to explain it to you. I know you expect something scholarly, something, you know, more fascinating, more impressive to you, but for me, it's my gut. Okay? Okay? That's all the time we have for today. We stop here today. Thank you all.